Hello, good friends, and welcome to Kelly's Wordy Reactions, where I review content and videos that I find interesting, then react and provide my commentary. If you would please hit the thumbs up and like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're a new subscriber, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for subscribing. Feel free to hop into the comments while you're here or before you leave, or just sit back and listen. Whatever you decide, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Now, let's get this show on the road. Um, but one thing before we do. Now, since some of you are new to the channel and maybe even new to reaction channels in general, I wanted to explain why I stopped the video and give commentary. So it's because of YouTube community guidelines. Basically, it's against their rules for me to only play out someone else's content for like an extended period of time, I would say. It is allowed, but only in certain ways. So by stopping and providing commentary throughout, I hope to transform the content enough to be within the guidelines for what's allowed. So that is why I do that. Believe me, I would love to let the videos that I'm presenting play out and allow you to be able to hear them, like I did, because I heard it, I enjoyed it. I felt like you would either enjoy it or find it, meaningful or helpful or entertaining or whatever the situation may be. I would love for you to be able to just listen to it straight through, but we do have to be compliant over here. So that's pretty much why I do it, and there is no way around it for those types of videos. So, um, so let's go ahead and cut the beat, right? And get into today's video. All right, so and you all, please, if you would, forgive me for my sniffling throughout this video. I did try to edit some of them out, but my allergies were just going off and didn't want to let me be great for some reason. So I do apologize again and thank you. What I wanted to talk about today is the $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry and the text messages that have been submitted or have been put out for online. I'm not sure who put them out or how we're being able to see them. I would imagine they are in the lawsuit documents, and so those have been pulled and circulated online. I have not pulled the whole entire lawsuit. I don't know if I'm gonna go into it to that extent, but I feel like I have found something to where we can just at least speak on it on a overview type of manner, and then get into seeing what's in these text messages. So I did. I heard some of the text messages from some other content creators, and I glanced over them. I saw a comment on going to go over to Facebook, and so I did see a comment on Facebook that where one of the comments said that she didn't see anything inappropriate about what Tyler said. So she said she read every text message, or that's what the comment said. So, I was like, oh, really? Because, I don't know. Sometimes you have to like look at things um, from a couple different times before you um, can see what somebody else sees in it. Now, when I was listening to it, I did feel like they were inappropriate, especially because Tyler Perry is like the boss. He's the owner of the studios. He's the one putting out the shows and employing the actors and everything. And from that standpoint alone, I felt like it was just highly inappropriate, probably not illegal. But then again, this suit is a civil suit, and a civil suit is a lot. I mean, you don't have to prove illegality, only that you did someone some level of harm um, by your actions. So yeah, so so let's go ahead and get to what we need to get to here. So I'm gonna pull up, share my screen, and I'm going to pull up this overview of the lawsuit. And this is, I'm sharing this from Vulture Magazine, looks like, or vulture.com. Is it vulture.com? Yeah, it's vulture.com. And perhaps this is a magazine. My favorite glasses. Um, I broke the arm. I'm so sad about that because I love these. And these are just like, okay, but we're going to use them so that I can actually read. All right, let me make sure this is showing up for everybody. Okay, it is. Perfect. And okay, so filmmaker and actor Tyler Perry was hit with a 200, I guess I'll leave his whole head there. Excuse me, with a $260 million SA. And we also speak YouTube friendly over here. YouTube guidelines and YouTube friendly. All right. So he was hit with a $260 million SA and harassment lawsuit on June 13th. I'm going to say 2025. They didn't, but I'm going to insert that. So Perry, the man behind the popular franchise Madea, shows like Duplicity and Sisters, and a slew of Netflix originals, is being sued by actor Derek Dixon. The two first met when Dixon worked at the opening party for Tyler Perry Studios. Okay, I didn't even know that. In his lawsuit, Dixon alleges that Perry encouraged him to try his hand at acting, offering him TV roles in Ruthless and later The Oval. Dixon accepted the jobs but is alleging that during his employment, Perry um, actually harassed him, groped him, and then retaliated against him when he did not reciprocate Perry's, quote, unwanted advances, according to the complaint. Perry, who is reportedly worth $1.4 billion, said through his attorney that he let someone get close to him, but that he now considered the relationship was nothing more than setting up a scam, in quotes. All right. So now, what does the full lawsuit claim? Glad you asked. Okay, here we go. Dixon, who became a series regular on Perry's show, The Oval, is suing for actual and work harassment along with actual battery and SA, as well as other claims, and seeking $260 million in damages, according to his 46-page lawsuit filed in Los Angeles earlier this month. Dixon says Perry first took interest in him September 2019 while he was working at Perry's studio party. When Dixon said he wanted to be an actor, Perry encouraged him and later cast him in two shows on BET and BET Plus, The Oval and Ruthless, an Oval spinoff. Let me see. So he was working at the party He was working at the party. He was able to just walk right on up to Tyler Perry and say, I want to be an actor, and got hired. That's interesting. That's interesting that you would be working at the party and be able to get that close and actually have a conversation with Tyler Perry. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. So let's see. The Oval and Ruthless, and Oval spinoff. In it, he played a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. Now, Dixon alleges that once in his employ, okay, I'm sorry. Dixon alleges that once in his employ, I guess I'm just thinking about what I'm reading. I'm like, okay, so he's playing a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. I've never seen The Oval and Ruthless. I might have to check it out. All right, so Dixon alleges that once in his employ, Perry used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, actually exploitative dynamic. Dixon claims that what started as a promise of career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, wait a minute. Dixon claims that what started as a promise of career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot. So, my goodness, this man has gone from working. Hold on. This man went from working the party. I mean, what is he doing? Like holding the hors d'oeuvre tray? Okay, so he went from working a party to talking to Tyler Perry, who's worth $1.4 billion. That's what they just said. So he's working the party. He gets up close and personal enough to talk to Tyler Perry. He tells him that he wants to be an actor. And now he is somehow he's being promised career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot. So he wanted to be an actor, and now he's got a whole pilot, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show. This is confusing to me. I'm not sure who's doing what. I don't know. I don't know. I get lost there because I'm like, okay, he's serving food or drinks or something like that at a party. Now he's saying like, I want to be an actor, and then he goes from wanting to be an actor to being an actor to having a pilot. Like he, okay, uh, yeah. Anyway, it became a place of sexual harassment, assault, ASSAULT, and battery, and professional retaliation when Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. Dixon is also suing Tyler Perry Studios production services. Okay. All I know is this is a very ambitious young man. Okay, so what are some of the allegations made by Dixon? Dixon alleges that on one occasion he was urged to stay the night at Perry's house after he had too much to drink. Without pajamas, Dixon said he went to sleep in his underwear. That night, he alleges that Perry snuck into his bed and started uh, rubbing his body around Dixon's inner thigh. Dixon says he immediately jumped out of bed, told Perry he wasn't. So basically, in quotes, I'm not sexual. Okay, I don't. I'm not doing that right now, is what he said, and alleges that Perry told him to turn around so he could see him without anything on in his underwear. You know what's interesting to me about this is that um, I listened to Christian Keys, a good portion of Christian Keys' video again today. The one where he said that a billionaire did some of the same sorts of things. And so it's just interesting because Christian Keys also had a story within his story he was telling us. He had a story very similar to this. He was, offered to stay sleeping off some alcohol. He's in the middle of a good night's sleep in the guest room, and all of a sudden, um, he alleges that whoever this billionaire was came in and got into the bed and um, I guess tried to snuggle up to him as well. And then he, jumped out. Same, it's like the same story. And I thought it sounded familiar, and that's why I looked looked at what he had to say again today. So, you know, either this is I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this, but it could be that someone took the same story and made it their own. You know, we don't know. Or it could be that this is if Christian Keys and this Dixon are talking about the same person or making these allegations against the same person, because Christian Keys, he never said anything else, and I think most people assumed that he got a settlement. Um, but yeah, I mean, he never did do a lawsuit. He came out and did a statement, and then he was going to call the police, and he was going to get back with us, and we didn't hear any more about it. Anyway, saying all that to say, this sounds just like Christian Key's story. And I don't know if it's because this guy made it up off of Christian Key's story or if they just both have the same story. But anyway, let's carry on. In another instance at Perry's house, Dixon alleges Perry encouraged him to try a weight monitor in the guest bedroom, but he needed to undress for it to work. After Dixon was undressed, he alleges Perry whew, pulled the undergarments down and actually groped his uh, buttocks and told him to relax and just let it happen, according to the complaint. Dixon claimed he diffused the situation by telling Perry he couldn't do anything actual because he was hungry. When Perry left to order food, Dixon claims he locked himself in the bathroom. Dixon also alleges that Perry, I don't think that went like that. I thought it went that they went to order food. Dixon went with Perry to the kitchen or whatever. And after he had eaten, he went to the bathroom and then he locked himself in and he slept there on the bathroom floor that night. Um, so let's see. Dixon also alleges that Perry repeatedly talked to him about X and asked him about actual preferences. He claims he worked with the constant fear of losing his job if he did not engage with and endure Perry's actual harassment, according to the complaint. All right. And so what did Perry say in text messages included in the lawsuit? Well, in one message, Perry alleged, we're going to get to that, so I'm not going to read this, but let me skip to this next section. What was Perry's response to all these claims? Well, through his attorney, Matthew Boyd, Perry released a statement saying that while Dixon and Perry were close, it now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. Boyd and Perry will not be shaken down, and that they are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. All right. And then, has Dixon said anything since the lawsuit was filed? Dixon hasn't posted anything on social media about the lawsuit or Perry's reaction, but his lawyer, Jonathan J. Delshad, shared the following statement. I can only assume that Perry's attorney did not bother to read the text messages sent by Tyler Perry prior to making those comments. Knee jerk comments made without looking at the evidence is a way to enable further sexual harassment. So that is what Dixon's attorney had to say. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one down and I'm going to put the text messages up. Here we go. Facebook. Now, I don't see the dates. But we're going to just go through them in the order that they're presented here. All right. So the Derek Dixon says, nice picture. Yeah, the water looks calm. The water does look calm. And then in Tyler Perry's over here in gray. And he says, nice picture. Derek says, great, amazing, awesome picture. Notice how he did all these caps and exclamation marks. And Tyler Perry says, you don't see that stud in that nice picture? So Derek says, I can call you later or tomorrow sometime. Tyler says, you have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world and the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take losing it. I guess losing it is the name of something. I want to take losing it out to Amazon or Netflix after that and gauge their interest. Lots of misspellings and carrying on in here, but some people, you know what happens? Some people voice to text, and some people just, I don't know, have bad spelling and things. So I don't know which one it is, but I do know that voice to text can mess you up sometimes as well. Let's see. But I also want to try and get you with the right people to help you make these shows work. They are not for my audience, but we need to find a home for this stuff. I don't want to miss another blank creek. You know that Eugene bought that to me first, but I didn't get it. Or you know that Eugene bought that to me first, but I didn't get it. And then Amon gets here tomorrow, so and then it cuts off. Okay. So this was him that had gone from server at the party to I want to act to acting in shows to now he's written a show. Okay. All right, Derek Dixon. So Tyler, but I swear to you, I know how to fix this. I love killing a mother, probably effer, in a show that no one expects. And then not Tyler, Derek. You could be sipping Mai Tais, counting coconuts right now. And then Tyler, think about the last episode. They are all shot. We don't know who lives. Derek, exactly. I'm scared. They should be too, with laughing emojis. And then Tyler, nope, they're not. And then Derek, last I checked, we all got the same bullets in us with laughing emoji. Tyler don't use no emojis that I've seen, I don't think. So, Derek, right. And we just had a heaping dose of it, and now it's back to nothing. It's really weird. And then Tyler, I didn't have any contact. What are you talking about? I haven't been touched in months. And then Derek, oh, you mean touching? I thought you meant being around people. Tyler says, Jacob. And then Derek says, I love that you only say that when I'm being stupid. LOL. I guess the Jacob's dumbass. I guess the Jacob's dumbass version of me. And then Tyler, you know what I cook? Derek. And then Derek, spaghetti, cake. And then Tyler, you. I'm so drunk. Talking S. And then Tyler, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless X? Have y'all found that yet? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. That's interesting. And then Derek, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you came from. That's so cool. Where you came from. Hmm. Okay, so Derek again. I'm trying to understand this myself. Giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you came from. And then Tyler, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's so sad. He must be talking about religious guilt. Okay, Tyler, you can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in, and I think he was going to say God. let's, let's read this one more time. Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are still in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. You can still have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in, I guess he's going to say religion, God, something of that nature. All right. And then Tyler again, treat myself right. What are you doing? Derek, with a whole bunch of letters. And then Derek says, just talking to my sister. And then Tyler, I roll. Fine. Good night. I go through the, I go, oh, I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. And then Derek, trying to get off so I can go to sleep, LOL. And then Tyler, I understand, LOL. And then Derek, LOL. Apparently, you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Tyler, I just started. Derek, they didn't, LOL. Okay. Is your no? Huh. Okay, Tyler, I'm going to try to make this out. Is your no, is it stronger? You got to have a strong no. And Derek, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. Tyler, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. And Derek, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Jake, is that mean joking? JK, JK, JK. I hear you. See, now for me, he lost credibility right here. Because if somebody is coming on to you and you really don't want them to, then you don't need to make statements like this. Um, yeah, that's a red flag to me. This is a red flag because it's as if he's giving him some type of hope, and I feel like that's man one on one. Like every man knows that if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So by this being two men, this red flagging for me right here. I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. See, that's giving him an inch. Derek giving Tyler an inch. So Tyler, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through X is in prison. So just stick to the no. Hold on. Well, the only one. Hold on. Hold on. Who is he talking about? Is he talking about Weinstein? This was, this was all a long time ago. Who was in prison at that time? He said, so he's saying, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through X is in prison right now. So meaning the Oscar. So just stick to the no. Okay, so trying to figure out who is Tyler telling him to say no to. All right, Tyler, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and oh my gosh. I would I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And then Derek, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. Tyler, listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know, you want them to know that you are there because of your talent and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself. Because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. This is funny. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key. Now that's interesting. So y'all have a new friendship, but when you go back to work, uh, we are not friends at work. We only are friends here. My friend, not my friend. I don't know. Sounds like Tyler doesn't have much loyalty. Yeah. So, Derek, you're totally right. Tyler, I hope you got it, my friend. Derek, that makes total sense. Tyler, just watch the behavior of everyone around me on set. Derek, yeah, I will. Don't want to give anyone that opportunity because work is work. Yeah, this is crazy. Don't. Okay. This is this is crazy right here. This is crazy talk. This is crazy circular double talk to the 10th power. Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you're opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You earned your spot. Now, when we're back at work, We're not friends because I don't have any friends at work. But make sure you got all that, my friend. Okay. So basically, if we're not going to be friends at work, then we don't have a friendship. We're just talking to each other right now. But when work starts back, we're not going to be friends. So there's what are we talking about? Why are you even telling me this? Just, I mean, I don't know. I'm both of them. I feel like all this is like double talk that's canceling each other out. It's, but anyway, Tyler, they are stupid to think that. So stupid. And then I'm going to have a come to Jesus moment with them. I think I'm going to shoot them all. I think I'm going to shoot them all, get shot. Derek, that'll do it. They'll be like, wait, Tyler, I may need to shoot the shootout early. And then Derek, like Tuesday, with a bunch of laughy faces. Or maybe, okay, that Beyonce song on the loudspeaker for everyone. I don't know what he's talking about. Or maybe, okay, that Beyonce song on the loudspeaker for everyone. Oh, okay. Derek is saying that. And he puts in that Beyonce, probably the GIF. And then Tyler says, I was just about to text you this. Okay. Tyler, he said something before this and it says jealous. You two together. Derek, haha. I don't know. It's just Brad. LOL. Tyler, LOL. Derek, he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself. LOL. Tyler, thick Derek, get that Chipotle. Derek, haha, haha, can you tell from that photo? Tyler, no, I can't, only from your jeans. Derek, haha, that's how I measure too. Something Tyler said in your mind soon. Derek, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. And Tyler, no, not that person, LOL. And Derek, just saying, LOL. Tyler, I feel sorry for that person that you choose. Derek, I don't know. And I won't even take an aspirin from someone anymore. Haha. I would cry if that wasn't. And that's all we got for that one. Cut off. Derek, I know I need to smell the roses more. Tyler, you are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or open. Baby, when did smelt become a word? Unless you're talking about welding or something like that. Let's see. Derek, that is sweet. And I'm working on it. Hashtag therapy. I'm really scared that I'm going to waste my life worrying. Tyler, been there. Stop somewhere in. That one got cut off too. Derek, how do they make money then? Subscriptions? And then Tyler, they make money from the advertising. Lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. Derek, oh yeah, from the doctor, but is it making you feel better? And then Tyler, I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me. Tyler, call me. Derek, hey, I think the hangover hit me harder than I thought. Can we talk later? Tyler, yes, it was quick, but okay. And Tyler, I really need to talk to you, my friend. Please call as soon as you can. And Tyler again, trying to do rooms on the boat. If I invite Bill, would you be okay sharing a room with him or not? So don't know what day it was, but Tyler tried to speak to him. He said he had a hangover. Then on June 6th, there's one message, no response. June 8th, one message, no response. I don't know what happened down here on June 8th. Tyler, why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. Derek, haha, I don't know. It's just Brad, lol. Tyler, lol. Derek, he just wanted to go for a quick walk and get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself. And then again on the thick Derek. So, okay. So we're back to the beginning. All right, let's stop sharing this. And we're back. All right, well, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Because there was a lady in these comments. Here she is right here. She said, I read all the messages. Number one, Tyler did not flirt with him. Number two, Tyler was not being suggestive. Number three, it's sad AF how someone is after Tyler clearly because he is having such great success and influencing others to continue to build on the success for generations. So what do y'all think? Because she had 3 points. Tyler didn't flirt with him. Tyler was not being suggestive. And it's sad that somebody's after Tyler. Um, let's see if there's anything else interesting before we get out of here. Woo. Okay, somebody named Mason said he ain't do nothing. Somebody named Karen says set up, set up, set up. And I can believe it was a setup. But I heard somebody say one time that like no matter how much somebody creates like plans a party for you, I think it was the analogy. Like even if somebody plans a party for you, you don't have to show up. So even if this was a setup, um it was it Tyler came to the party, and it does look like both of them doing some things that kind of canceled out the other thing, because this thing of I would do it if it gets me an Oscar, that like I just feel like you don't that's not a piece of meat that you dangle in front of a lion. I don't. And I feel like by the fact that they um it's kind of like he should know that. He Derek, I mean, he should know that, when somebody maybe does have the power to get you into a certain position and you tell them a way that they can help you get there, and then you just say, "Oh, I'm joking." I don't know, it just feels to me like dangling um a maybe instead of a no. And I don't know, maybe that's what Tyler was saying, like just say no. Just say no all the way. And I don't know that he ever said no in there. He just did a lot of redirecting and skirting around, but do I think that that clears Tyler? No, because he's your he works for you. So this is I'm not going to say illegal, of course, but just totally inappropriate, and putting yourself in the compromising position where somebody can come out with a lawsuit like this. So let's see. Somebody said, I wonder what his wife is thinking. He is after a man, and Tyler Perry is not married. He is not married. Oh, this person might be saying what I'm saying. Says it seems like it went both ways. Not one time did I read that the claimant told him to back off or they both engaged. Where's the assault attack? And the assault is in the pieces that we can't see because, of course, there's allegations that things went on as we read, but those aren't the parts that we can see. So did those things ever even really happen? Because I don't know that, maybe he does have some proof. We don't know. Maybe he does have some proof, but those things, just from what we can know about right now, it seems like those things are just his, like, his word against whatever Tyler is going to say, which I'm sure Tyler is going to deny it. If he doesn't have any sort of video or any sort of anything that he can prove that any of that happened, then yeah, it's just one man's word against another. So, but let's get back over here. All right. Well, we've been here an hour, and so I am not going to try to hold you all any longer, but I do want to get these broke glasses off my face. But I do want to thank you so much for stopping by again. I hope that you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about this lawsuit. And, we'll just have to see what's going to happen and how it goes. Once again, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.